Hello, greetings, dear viewers on Alatra TV Middle East. We are very happy to see you today again. And for those guests and visitors who are joining us for the first time, I would like to tell a bit more about this project. Our daily broadcasts are called Six Handshakes, and the goal of our broadcasts is to check the theory of six handshakes. According to this theory, we know every person on this planet through six or even less relationships only. So, we would like to test this theory and to meet and to become friends of every human being on earth and to ask every human being, every person about the society he or she would feel better than now, would be happy, would be comfortable, would be safe. And such a society we call a creative society. And I'm very happy to introduce you my co-host today, Valeria. And I would like to pass a word to Valeria to explain about our project, Creative Society.
Yeah, hi, Alina. I'm very happy to be a host today. And about the Creative Society, I want to say that on the platform of Alatra International Public Movement has been launching a unique project, as you said, yeah, Creative Society, where people more than 180 countries, they conduct the international survey to find out how do they envision the future of our society, where everyone can feel happy, yeah, and feel comfortable.
Thank
So
you so much, Valeria. Thank you. And today we are very happy to see our guests from colorful and beautiful and warm Uganda again. And I'm very happy to introduce you Nakalema, Rebecca, and Deryk from Uganda. And these young students of international law joined us today to confirm the rule of six handshakes because their friend was a guest of our broadcast recently. So, hi, guys, and really, we are very happy to see you today.
Hi, we are excited to see
Yeah,
you today.
thank you for having us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
We are very happy to speak to you today, and we are very happy to hear your opinion about creative and constructive society, because we strongly believe that our youth is our future. And in 20 years, we will live in the society which you are building right now. So it's in your hands, our future. This is why I would like to start with our main question. How, guys, do you envision a society where you would feel happy? How do you envision a society where you, your beloved ones, and everyone in this world feels comfortable? And I will pass a word to Deryk to start.
Oh, thank you so much. First of all, I would like to appreciate our viewers for coming through to see people sharing their brilliant ideas. First of all, I would like to appreciate the fact that we have brilliant people like in the world that can come up with such a platform like for the creative society and give people a platform to speak their minds, to share their different ideas about the best society they would have in their world. So me personally, I envision a great society. I'm obsessed with humanity. I am a human rights defender. I would love to be one. Yeah, so my envision society that I would love to see is majorly in social justice. To expound on what a creative society, how I understand the creative society, I find it as an expansion of information and knowledge in the society. To majorly, I would like to focus on social justice, being a student of law and thinking about majoring in international law, my society, I would basically target social justice. Social justice comes in it's in terms social justice is justice in terms of wealth, opportunities, and privileges within a society, which brings in equity for everyone, even the poor people, even the people that are not in spaces of power, to have equal opportunities in their society, not to be oppressed by maybe the government policies, the economy. We should have a society where everyone has equal opportunities and privileges. Coming from a third world country, social injustice is very high, and as a young person, I would like to share my ideas and bring the world to notice that social justice is really required in the world. If the world has a lot of social injustice, it even brings about mental illness to the different people, to the different lives that are being oppressed. So in my view, I come up with 4 principles that I think social justice should embark on, and that would be equity and access to resources, to infrastructure, and participation and respect of people's rights. Yeah, so that we can create safe spaces for each one of us in the world. So I think with creative society, this would be aired out perfectly. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Deryk. Thank you. Very important points you mentioned. That's true. Absolutely. We agree. Thank you. And Rebecca?
Thank you so much. I will pick on straight from where he stopped. And for me, the idea of a creative society, I first look at how practical is it for us to actually achieve a creative society. And we need to first address why society is the way it is today. And you find that at both global and national levels, there is a lot of inequalities, and those inequalities are brought up by, it's an issue of power. Who has more power to oppress whom? And now you find that, for example, when we have national laws or international laws and policies that come in, for example, we all aim at globalization, for example, it's a very good idea. But why we cannot achieve what all those laws and policies state is because they always tend to serve interest of particular groups of people who are always fewer than the majority. Now, you find that, first of all, at the level of globalization, where we have international and regional laws or treaties or instruments, they are implemented, or we sign these laws and consent to them, but without putting into context. For example, what works for Dubai doesn't work for Uganda, what doesn't work for the US doesn't work for Kenya. But then you find that we are all in for globalization, but we don't want to put everything into context. Now, when you come back at a national level, you find that we still have public policies that represent the views and interests of the few people that are in power. And what brings about all this is that we have what you call, we are living in post-democratic structures. We have things that look like democracy, but it's actually non-democracy. And so we find that the few people that take up power or leadership are not having the true democratic values and principles, so they will not actually implement what needs to be implemented. And what happens is we face a lot of people lack interest, for example, in what concerns them. And when people lack interest, it means that the spirits could be crushed, and then you give up your rights to people who are not going to implement. So that brings about a very unjust and unfair society. So I think that for me, what we have to do to get a creative society, or to achieve to have a practical creative society, we need to, first of all, we need leaders that understand that we need true democracy and not structures that look like democracy, so that we're able to implement and have true leadership values, and then we can achieve the justice and the fair world that we seek. Thank you.
Rebecca, and what should be the center of such a society? What should be or who should be the main value of such a society from your point of view?
Yeah, so for me, the center is what the values of the people and the leaders that we choose. Are they able to serve? Because what we have is leaders are not serving, but if we are mindful of each other, if I have your interest at heart, I will not be able to go into power and not represent you. But because I don't have those values, no one is holding me accountable. I have oppressed to the point that I am untouchable. Yes, I have laws and everything, but I have the power to oppress. Then I'll go ahead and do that. Now, we need to have leaders that are service oriented, that have the interests of the people at heart, that understand that the world needs true service and service that comes from the heart, but not leaders who come off as dealers, for example, or they're just serving their own interests and not interests of the societies. And that's how we can be able to have our creative society. Yes.
So the center, the main value of the creative society is a human being life.
Yes.
And if everything is built around it, then we will have a creative society.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
really our true value. And thank you so much. Thank you for your opinion. Rachel, I pass you a word.
Thank you, Alina. Thank you, Valerie, for having us. I'd also like to thank everybody who has tuned in for listening to us. And my understanding of the society which I would like to be in would be a society where everybody has an equal opportunity to go to school and chase their dreams. In Uganda, there's a high school dropout rate, whereby only about 30% of the girls who get into school actually make it out of school to a graduation level, and that is very low considering in our region, Kenya is at about 80% and Tanzania is at about 70%. My contribution would be to participate in initiatives and programs like the Creative Society, where we can get in touch with girls one-on-ones and explain to them how we got to where we are today. I bet any of us would be here if we were not in school or something like that. And because we've been able to go to school, we are empowered and we can speak up and we can chase the things that we hold dear at heart. So by participating in those initiatives, reaching out to girls in school and explaining to them that the reason as to why they should stay in school is to impart good values, as Rebecca had said, and empower them to become leaders who will have a very good vision that can make good policy and improve the society in which we are. So by participating and engaging with girls in school, it's a very good platform for us to improve the society for the future in which we shall live.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Thank you so much. Very much important understandings, truly. Thank you.
Yeah, and guys, I would like to ask you, like, what do you think? What can every of us, do in order to live happier? Yeah, how to change this consumer format of our society to the creative one? What can every one of us to do? What do you think? Probably
Can I go
Rebecca.
first? All right. Thank you so much for the question. I think what we need to do is, first of all, to understand that we need each other and not to leave responsibilities to a few people. We also have, like in the societies that we live in, you find that there are people that don't want to take any responsibility, and all the time they are on the side that complains and says this and this needs to be done, but they do nothing. So I think we need to be encouraged and know that every little act, every little responsive act that we do is important and contributes greatly to creating the world that we want. It's not so everything, first of all, begins with us, and then while I'm doing something good, I'm able to impact another or to encourage another to do the same thing. So now that goes to what example am I setting for my society? So we need people to be mindful of such things and to pay attention to the little acts that they do, because it's what makes a great impact in society. And then creating awareness about these things so that we all understand that we need that our voices, our actions, we all have a role to play, and we need to get together and work together and create a society that we want. Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. In my own view, how we can put this whole thing in practice, I think, for example, if I take a margin of African countries like my own country, with everything that has been said here, I find the problem being in leadership. Maybe now I think that we as young people should take action. First of all, in our communities, we should take action as young people, use these kind of platforms like the Creative Society, speak out our minds, spread this gospel all over, advocate for the kind of societies that we would want to live in. We stand up for ourselves, because if we don't stand up right now, no one will. So I think like we should have a common goal and we empower the young people, because right now they have different ideas. Maybe they've been exposed more than the previous people that have been there. Let us get into action, get into leadership positions, get into global networking, so that we can bring up our ideas and speak up for everyone, for people who are not able to. I think we just need to have a common ground as young people, empower ourselves, and see this through.
Yeah.
Thank you, Deryk.
Thank you, Alina. Thank you, Valerie. Just to add on to what Deryk has said, I think it could be in two ways for us to have the practicability of these ideas that we generate in the creative society. I think the first one would be for us to reach out to the people in our society, in our schools, in our neighborhood, to hear what they have to say, to get in touch with them about such an initiative, so that we can get to hear more ideas and understand the exact problem in the society, because we cannot solve something that we do not understand. If we want to sort out issues concerning social justice, concerning people's values as they grow up, we need to first get in touch with them on an individual basis and get to diagnose the exact problem in our society. My second idea would be to continue participating in initiatives like this. We need to participate. We need to get up and get out of our comfort zones and venture into things that we do not know, and also hear from people like you whose economies and nations could be ahead of us, so that we can understand what we can do for ourselves, and then everyone can get better. So we need to participate, and then we also need to listen to the communities around us.
Yeah, amazing understanding. So that it sounds as if the first steps would be to unite globally and to start to ask each other about his and her opinion, because without the opinion of every human being, we cannot create a creative society, because it won't give us a full understanding of how it should be. And I'm very happy that you touched the point that this initiative should continue, because right now we are at the very beginning. We just started our live broadcast. We just started social surveys, and we are happy to see more and more people participating in this initiative, and that's why I'm very thankful that you touched these topics. And now I would like to ask you another question, guys. We live in the society, well, it's 21st century, and we are extremely developed and civilized and so on and so forth, but we live in a society there are wars, there is an extremely high level of violence. And what do you think? Can violence exist in the creative society or not? And What can we do all together in order to reduce the level of violence in the family and in the society generally?
All right. Thank you. I would still take on that. And to answer your question, of course, we don't need violence in a creative society, but we need to understand that the violence actually happens because it benefits certain people. To begin at a domestic level, the reason that we have the violence is most of our societies are patriarchal in nature. So we have men that are always dominant, and they exert their dominance or exercise it by causing the violence. Because historically, maybe women are not equally valued as men. We are often looked at as less. And that already creates the violence. Someone feels that because they have power over you, they can do anything to you. And when we come now from the family level to, let me say, communities or national level, internationally, I find that we have power to stop any kind of wars, any kind of violence, or all the conflicts that are happening around the world. But the truth is, these conflicts benefit a few people, and like I earlier said, that it's a power issue. Who has more power to influence what? Yeah. So we find where we have developed countries, for example, influencing conflicts in Africa because they are targeting to get certain things. We know we are reaching all these minerals, but because we are not genuine or transparent about the issue, for example, of globalization, we cannot unite if we only want to oppress a section of us, and that is what is happening in the world. So if we are going to have a fairer world like we want, or like we are speaking about a creative society, we need to first of all value one another, and to begin with patriarchy, to know that we are equal, we are different but equal. We don't have to look at women and don't value them. That causes domestic violence, that causes all the conflicts at a family level. And now at a global level, national level, we need to know that our skin colors don't matter. It's what we bring to the table. It's about uniting and respecting one another, but not exploiting because we feel that we have power. Because now that goes up, it goes back now, racism. So it's power, and I feel because of my skin color I can oppress someone whose color I think makes them less human. So we need to understand those issues and to be deliberate and to be intentional about not creating those very mistakes, because people before us have actually done them and are still doing them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we come back to the point of understanding the value of human life as a center of the creative society, and to the point that all people are initially equal. We are all the same. We are all one. Thank you so much. Deryk, Rachel, do you have something to add about this topic, the violence?
Yeah, just like to say that I believe very much that a lot of the things and policies that exist in the world in countries are driven by the economy and where the economy stands. So in regards to violence at the family level, we need to be, as future leaders, we need to study very hard and understand and analyze ways of making policy and laws that can improve the economy. Because you see that the reason for violence in families is economic dependence. Women depending on their husbands for money and for various economic benefits. If we can make laws and policy that can protect women, that can make the economy flourish, we shall see a reduced dependence on spouses for economic benefits and for money. And then that can in turn have an impact on the reduction of domestic violence. And then for world conflicts and violence at large, we also need to study and analyze the impact of wars and conflicts on individual countries' economies. If we can have substantial data and analysis that shows world leaders the impact of such conflicts and wars on individual country economies, we can convince those leaders through to solve their problems with other countries through alternative dispute resolutions and not going to war. So the economy and understanding how it works can be useful. It may not completely end war, but it can be useful in helping world leaders to restrain themselves from engaging in war. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rachel. Deryk?
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks, Alina. Thanks, Valerie. And thanks, Rachel and Rebecca. Okay, to add on what Rachel said, she broke down the different kinds of violence that we are facing today. But this still comes down to what we're talking about, unity and coming together global-wise to solve these things. Basically, for us in Africa, we are facing very many types of violence. We are facing domestic violence, tribalism, racism, and all those things. But what we should know that the major cause of violence in the society today is lack of intelligence, lack of knowledge about whatever is going on. This brings me back to my point I was making about social justice. First of all, I don't totally agree with Rebecca, who said it's all about patriarchy and everything. Even women can be violent. We shouldn't cut out that. Even women can be violent to the men. We shouldn't look at it at one-sided, that it's always the men that have to always be violent. But this whole point of violence should come like to the point of where we have institutions, working institutions that protect us. Personally, I believe in Africa, the other cause of violence is poverty. People are poor. For example, under this situation that is going on right now, the pandemic situation, people are in their homes and they don't have what to eat. What do they resort to? Violence. They start fighting, they start killing each other. For this period in Uganda, we've had the COVID-19 situation. People haven't died of COVID-19, but they've died of domestic violence. It's because they are poor. People don't have resources. People don't have things to run their lives. So in this situation, if someone is poor and they can't be able to get certain things, they resort to violence. That's where people start killing each other for money. So it all comes to institutionalizing our governments and have a better running institution for equality, having everyone access resources like anyone else, so that there is no poverty. There are better laws that are governing violence and all. And I think for the global violence where countries have to fight each other, it should be based on unity, where all countries come together, respect the values of like the UN, and coming together and discussing. We shouldn't resort to war because of this and this and this. I think when we come to a round table and talk peace matters, that will surely solve the problem of violence globally.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for understanding. What else to add? Yeah.
I'd like to just revert a little, because Deryk didn't agree with me on my point of patriarchy. So if I could please explain that. When I say patriarchy, it's not just about men. Patriarchy is a system, and so both men and women can be patriarchal and exercise dominance and oppression over those who they feel that they have power over. However, it's more common that men are the ones that are exercise that patriarchal power a lot. But now, it's not just patriarchy is not about men. It's a system that could help both men and women to oppress. So, but then when we look at our societies and our communities, we find that because of our history and traditions, men are the percentage of men who are patriarchal is or who oppress or who do the violence is more compared to the women. So Deryk, I don't mean to say men. No, it is just that they are more they're more likely to be patriarchal compared to the women, because they have the power traditionally and culturally. Yeah. So
Basically, I agree absolutely that violence doesn't have gender. That violence, it's a face of an animal in every human being. It's lack of humanity. And I absolutely agree with everything you mentioned. And one point I also wanted to raise as well, it's violence is a choice. Nobody can push me to be aggressive. And nobody can push me to beat someone. It's my personal choice. It's my choice whether I choose to be cruel or whether I choose to be human. So as we all know that there is duality in every human being, and there is no human being who doesn't have an angel inside, as well as there is no human being who doesn't have a beast inside. So in the creative society, we should be responsible for our own actions as well. It's the beginning of the creative society, is what I would add to all the points you mentioned. So to have like a full picture of understandings, and this is all very precious. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And actually, I also, you mentioned some points like which I really want to raise, and it's very interesting for me because you said you were talking about like all people are equal, yeah, and I want to ask you, really interesting about your opinion. What do you think? What unites all people in the world internally? Yeah, regardless of nationalities, of religion, social status, some kind of things, what we all have in common. What do you think?
Let me take up that. Alina just mentioned that every human being has an angel in them and a beast in them. How about we activate the angels in us? If every human being has an angel in them, how about globally everyone has their own angels? We can come up together, speak peace, speak love, speak togetherness, and we can all be together. I think we just have to activate the angels in us, cut out the racism, cut out the everything that would really bring us to violence, and activate the angels in us, spread love, and and everyone globally will be. I think the biggest common element that we all have is love. We just have to spread the love, and
Yeah, thank you so much, Deryk. What do you think, Rebecca?
Thank you, Valerie. I agree with Deryk. And just to answer your question, is what is common to all of us is we all have that spirit of being human. We are human. That's the first thing. So regardless of what we look like, regardless of where we come from, regardless of what we've been taught, we are human. That's the first thing. And because we are human, there are things that are common to us. That spirit of and now, like Deryk said, that's what we need to activate and focus on being more of angels, or because human beings should be considerate. We have feelings, we feel for one another. That's what we need, and then we can be able to reduce and actually do away with the conflict and the violence and all the injustices that we've been discussing together with all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I know there are very many things that all people have in common, but I just want to zero down on a few, just two. And I think the first one is the ability to feel. Each individual has feelings, but just like Rebecca and Deryk have said, we should be using that feeling to have positive attitudes towards others, to be empathetic towards them. When we are empathetic, you will not make a law that is unjust. When you feel for the people in your community, you will not do things as a leader that are unjust. And also, another thing that unites everyone is ability. Everyone has what I can do, Deryk can do, Rebecca can do, each one of us can do it. So we should channel our abilities into learning what other people can do, learning from them, and we can thus make a better world.
Yeah, exactly. Good.
Can I add something?
Of course.
Sure.
Thank you. Because I like so much what Trisha just said, that her point of ability, the ability to work together or to know what others can do. But you find that in society, while we have the violence, the conflict, the disagreements, is instead of uplifting one another or supporting each other, because again, we are different in our different abilities, as she has pointed out. And now we find that instead of supporting her in her uniqueness, I choose to fight her. Now that's a problem. So we need to celebrate our uniqueness and our different abilities and strengths and help each other, because where I'm weak, Rachel is strong. So that's what we need to work together domestically and internationally. Yes. Thank you,
Exactly.
Rachel.
Thank you guys so much. And how do you envision educational and healthcare system of the creative society? Can you describe one, please?
Let me take that up. Thank you once again. The system should be fair for everybody. It should be accessible, but also it should be one that provides exactly what the students need to learn. And I envision two things: not just the substantial education matter, but also values, honesty, integrity, positivity, because those are the values that are going to change the world. So we need to educate people on international things, economy and laws and things like that. But what is going to make someone put into practice what they have studied in school are their values. Are you honest? Are you a person of integrity? So our education should impart knowledge, but it should also impart values onto the students. Yeah.
Thank you. I would also add and say and answer the question of health and education in three ways. One, we need to look at the accessibility, the affordability, and the availability of these services, and what is their quality. Because yes, we have good quality education, but then is it accessible to everyone? Or for example, the healthcare, is it accessible for everyone? Is it affordable by everyone? Is it available if it is available? But you find that in some communities, let me give an example of a nation, you find that maybe in my country, those places which are so remote and then cannot that such good quality education and healthcare centers are not available. So that already cuts out the other 2 points. That means if it's not available, it's not accessible and it's not even affordable in the first place. So you find that people have to travel from long distances to look for what is available, and that creates a point of they cannot afford, because now it becomes very expensive, both for education or the health that they could be looking for. So I mean the healthcare. So I think that our governments and our leaders globally and nationally, we can focus on having or putting up structures and systems where all people are catered for. They'll be able to make such resources like education and health available for everyone, accessible to everyone, and affordable. Because affordability, they should consider the fact that we are each at different. We are not economically at the same. Some people are rich and some are poor. So we need a system that, regardless of my wealth, I can be able to afford what the rest of my neighbors have. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Rebecca. Deryk?
Okay, I think Rebecca and Rachel have really elaborated on everything that we should be having for education and health systems. Yeah, but to add on that, something small is that I think we need to advocate for equal distribution of opportunities and privileges within our societies. That brings in education and health also at large. But often this is achieved through institutions or services that are provided by maybe our governments, by maybe global networks and all those things. But yeah, we should look at things like affordability, having everyone have education. I don't think education would really cost our government so much to have each child in every home acquire a better education. And of course, when they acquire education, which kind of education are they acquiring? Is it practical education? Because right now we really need practical education in our societies, that whatever we learn from school, we are able to, maybe if you're to leave your home country to go in another country, the education that you attained is able to be practical in all the other countries that you've gone to. I think we just have to improve more on our education system. Of course, bringing it to the health systems, I don't think someone who has had a poor education system can even have the ideas of bringing up a better health system. So it all comes back to the education system to even see a better health system in our countries. And another thing that I think we've forgotten to talk about is using our own continent, Africa, as a case study in this matter, is that corruption is a big factor in these things. I feel like the health systems would have been having better health systems, but I think we are, I don't know, I think it's corruption that has hit the edge of everything else. There is no money for health facilities. We don't have, but for example, they draft a budget and they include the health facilities in the budget, but you don't see the health facilities. Yet that money could put up a standard health facility in your country. Then, yeah, I think we should just address the systems that we are working in to have both the better education and the health systems.
Like the creative society caring about people, and the people in this society are caring about each other. So basically, such spheres as education and medicine should be really developed and accessible and affordable for every human being. Because again, this is what makes our life better, what protects our life as well, and gives an opportunity to every human being to develop and to grow. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, and also we have one question for our viewers, and I would like to ask you. Our viewers are asking us, what inspires you in everyday inactions to make people in your country live better life?
Okay.
Yeah, from
I'd
Rebecca.
like to
I can repeat the question again if you would like. Yeah.
Rachel would like
answer
to
that
take
first?
it up first. Yeah.
Okay.
I just think people need to be inspired that there is always something better, and the governance that you have now, the education, the health, it's not the best that there is. So there's always room for your leaders and for your community to get better. That should inspire everyone to participate in any initiative that comes up to support, whether it's the health system or the education system. People can always get better, and that should be encouragement and inspiration for everyone out there.
Yeah, what inspires you guys, Deryk?
Okay, yeah. What really inspires me is to wake up every morning and I'm thinking of someone who is out there. Maybe that person doesn't have the opportunity that I have. For example, there's someone out there in a remote place that can't even access internet, can't even have a chance to hear these brilliant ideas from you great people. I feel like every morning that I wake up, I feel like there's that one person that needs to be in a better place. So that that boosts up my love for humanity and thinking that one day that person that is down there that is not able to get up here will have a better place. Thus bringing us to what we are talking about, a creative society. We should make, if we have the platforms that we have right now, we should advocate that we make safe spaces for everyone, for even that person that is not able to have such a platform. I think that inspires me every morning that I wake up.
Thank you, Rachel and Deryk. So my inspiration is knowing that I have a call on my. I have a call to answer towards humanity, and that is to serve them. But most especially, I find myself towards the side of women and girls, and knowing that I have to uplift them and do better. So every day I'm mindful of that, and knowing I know that I have I have a duty, I have a call to make the world a better place for every woman and for every girl and for society at large. So that is my everyday inspiration, and I work towards that, and to ensure the world that I want. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Really, very much inspiring, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
very much actually for this conversation. It's like I don't know. I feel like very happy, and it's you mentioned so much like really important points. Yeah, and it was really nice to have this conversation with you. And also, I would like to say that if you would like to join creative project of the Alatra International Public Movement, please visit our website, alatraunites.com, where you will see the red button to join. All you need is just to fill out a very short and easy form. Yeah, and
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alina?
Yes, guys, and dear viewers, you can join easily the Project Creative Society. You can invite all your friends, all your acquaintances to participate in our social surveys, in our live interviews. I would like to inform you that we are running daily broadcasts all over the world in different languages on local and national platforms of Volunteer International TV channel Alatra TV, which is created for people, which is absolutely independent, and everything is organized, and all technical support is done by volunteers, but by such people as you and us. So everyone can join. We are looking forward to the opinion of every human being in this world. You give us so many understandings, and every broadcast is so much enriching us in understandings how should be the creative society, the society that everyone is happy. And we are very thankful that you came to us today. And we have the last question. Do you would you love to live in a creative society?
Yes, I would like to live in a creative society, because as we've been discussing today, we see that the creative society is the ideal society. It's fair, there's justice, there is everything that we are seeking for. So I don't just want it for myself, but I want it for everyone else, because I know that it's what would work for us as human beings who are the center of this creative society that we are seeking to achieve. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Okay, I think that the creative society labels the society as being creative and intangibly inventive. So with this kind of creativity and having safe spaces for each one of us globally, I think I would love and totally dedicate my whatever help I would give to make for the creative society. I would love to be part of the creative society to make a better world. Yeah, and for that person that is there that needs a safe space in the world, I think I would love to be part of the creative society.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Deryk. Rachel?
The reason as to why I would like to be a part of this is because everyone deserves better. And if I can do it, why shouldn't I help someone who needs it? I believe the Creative Society will give each one of us a good platform to exercise what we really believe in. And I'm grateful for everyone who is contributing in one way or another, giving up their time and their ideas. So it's a very good place for us to exercise the values and ideas that we really believe in.
Thank you so much, Rachel. And just before we finish, we would like to demonstrate on the screen the web page allatraunites.com and to show to our viewers, as Valeria has explained, how to register. And we just wanted to mention that at the beginning, you can choose the language you speak. So the page is created in different languages, and everyone can choose a language he or her speaks. So that's very easy to register. And thank you so much for the meeting today, for our live broadcast, for your participation, for your active position, and for those viewers who would like to share this broadcast on their social networks. We are kindly asking to use hashtags, hashtag #ALLATRA Unites and hashtag Creative Society. And please, if you would like to join us and to become guests of our broadcasts, you can send us an email to the address mentioned below this video in the description. And we are looking forward to see you all tomorrow in our next broadcast on #ALLATRA TV Middle East. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Deryk. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Valerie, for the wonderful broadcast we had today.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank
too.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Alina.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.